11.5 Volume of pyramids and cones. The volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the product of the area of the base and the height of the pyramid. So it's a lot like prisms and cylinders, except this time you're multiplying by 1/3. 1/3 base area times height of pyramid. What is the volume of a pyramid with a base area of 21 centimeters and a height of 18? So remember your volume formula. 1/3 base area times height of pyramid. Well, we have the base area and we have the height. So we're just going to multiply that all together. So 1/3, 21 times 18. So this means that our volume for our pyramid here is just going to be 126 centimeters cubed. All right, same idea here. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the largest of the original 7 wonders of the world. The pyramid originally had dimensions shown below. What is the approximate volume of the Great Pyramid? So they've given us our height, and we have our base edge. So to find our base area, we're just going to take 755.5 times 755.5. That will give you your base area. Now go ahead and pause the video and see if you can calculate the area of this volume on your own. See if you can calculate the volume of this pyramid on your own. So in this case, we're going to take 1/3 the base area, which would be 755.5 times 755.5, times the height of 485. And when you multiply all of that out, you get your volume for the Great Pyramid to equal right around 92,276,140.4 feet cubed. All right, so in this problem, they asked us to find the volume of the pyramid as well. In this case, they've given us our base edges, but this time they gave us the slant height instead of the actual height. So we need to remember that with the slant height, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find our actual height. So we've got x squared plus 20 squared equals 25 squared. When all is said and done, you should get your actual height to be 15. So we are going to use that height and our base area to find our volume. So 1/3 base area times height of pyramid. Well, your base area is going to be 40 times 40, which in this case is going to be 1,600. So we've got 1/3 1,600 times 15. So our volume for our pyramid should come out to be right around 8,000 feet cubed. So once again, they've given you the slant height and they've given you the base edge, and it's a square pyramid, so they're having you calculate the volume of this pyramid. But before we can do that, we have to find our actual height. So if the base edge is 24, this part would be 12, and our slant height is 13. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So 12 squared plus 8 squared equals 13 squared. You've got 144 plus 8 squared equals 169. Subtract 144, then square root. You've got the height of your pyramid is 5. So now that we know the height, we can find the volume. 1/3 our base area times our height. Well, our base area is a square, so it's 24 times 24, which gives us a base area of 576. So we've got 1/3 576 times our height, which is 5, and we get our volume for our pyramid to be 960 meters cubed. Go ahead and try example 5 on your own. They've given you the slant height. You need to find the height. So remember, your triangle will look something like this, with your slant height being 15, half of your edge being 9, and you're looking for your height. So find the volume, well, find the height first, find the height, find the base area, and then find the volume of your pyramid. So once you've conducted the Pythagorean theorem, h squared plus 9 squared equals 15 squared, you get your height to be 12. Then you calculate your base area using 18 times 18, since it's a square, you get 324. So your volume formula becomes 1/3 324 times 12, which gives you a volume of 1,296 yards cubed. The volume of pyramids and cones is calculated by taking 1/3 the base area times the height of the height of the cone. So it's the same as your pyramid formula, but in this case they also provide a more direct formula where volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. What is the volume of a cone with a base diameter of 14.4 feet and a height of 12? Instead of diameter, we want radius, so we cut 14.4 in half to get 7.2. So now we'll just plug all of this into our volume formula. Volume equals 1/3 pi times your radius, which is 7.2 squared, times your height, which is 12. When you multiply the 7.2 squared times the 12 times the 1/3, you get your volume to equal 207.36 pi, or if you want to multiply it all out, you get your volume to be 651.44 feet cubed. In this example, they've asked you to determine how many cubic centimeters of water does the paper drinking cup hold, which is another way of asking for volume. So in this case, they've given us the slant height, so we need to calculate the actual height. Well, if our diameter is 8, that means our radius is 4. So once again, we're looking at another Pythagorean theorem problem. 4 squared plus h squared equals 11 squared. When you solve this for h, you get the height of the cup to be 10.25 centimeters. So now take that and your radius and plug it into your volume formula. 1/3 pi times your radius squared, so 4 squared, times 10.25. Well, when you multiply 1/3, 4 squared, and 10.25, you get your answer for volume to be 54.7 pi, or if you multiply out the pi, you get 171.7 centimeters cubed. What is the volume of the oblique cone at the right? So the oblique cone, it gives you the height is 15, and it gives you the diameter is 16, so you know that the radius is 8. So we'll set this up like our other problems. 1/3 pi times your radius squared, so 8 squared, times your height, which is 15. So take 1/3, 8 squared, and 15 and multiply them all together, and you're going to get your volume to be 320 pi, or if you want to multiply it out, you should get 1005.3 inches cubed. Go ahead and try question 4 on your own. Remember, they give you the slant height, so you're going to have to set up your Pythagorean theorem in order to find your actual height. Which means that your radius is here, this is your slant height, and you'll need to find your height there. Pause it and solve this one on your own. So for this problem, once you've figured out the Pythagorean theorem, you should get your height to equal 3. Then you plug it in to our volume formula. 1/3 pi times your radius of 4 squared times your height of 3. Once you've multiplied out the numerical values, you'll get 16 pi, or if you want to multiply it out and include pi, you've got 50.27 inches cubed. In this problem, they're asking us to work backwards. They've given us the volume as 24 pi, we're looking for the radius, and we know that the height is 4. So that means we've got the volume equals 1/3 pi times the radius squared times height. So we're going to plug in what we know. We know 24 pi is the volume, the 1/3 is always there, the pi is there, and then our radius is what we're looking for, and our height is 4. So right off the bat, I know we can go ahead and cancel the pi's because there's one on each side. So now we've got 24 equals 1/3 radius squared times 4. To get rid of the 1/3, we can multiply both sides by 3, which gives us 72 equals radius squared times 4. We'll divide both sides by 4. We get 18 equals radius squared. And then the last step is to square root the 18. Once we square root it, we get that our radius for this cone should be right around 4.24 units.